Welcome, everybody, to our new page. It's the Real Wicked Film Talks, and we decided to put this together. It's kind of a fun project for us. Let me introduce ourselves. I'm Sonya, and I'm a arts writer in Toronto, and my friend Angel Morgan. Some of you might know who she is already. She is a North American, well-renowned, well-respected psychic communicator. I know. And a damn great friend. We met actually because I was doing an interview on her. Oh God, this must be like 8 years ago or something.
More than that,
And
way more than that,
yeah,
yeah.
oh, and we've become fast friends. And the reason why we decided to create this, let me back this up. So, what this is all about, not your normal film reviews. Um, what we're going to be doing is actually focusing on films that are horror or paranormal kind of related. The reason why is I'm chicken shit and Angel is the expert. So what I wanted to do, like I came to Angel a couple weeks ago and I said, "Hey Angel, wouldn't it be fun to do this kind of talk about films from my perspective and your perspective, and checking if films are actually like are what they're saying true or false, what the
City and that,
yeah,
yeah.
the history, are these things for real? Should I be scared? Do I need to lose sleep, or is it pure entertainment and totally fiction?" And Angel was all in, all in. So welcome, Angel.
Thank you. I'm really excited about this. This is like, I can't even believe that we're doing this because this is one of the loves of my life is horror films. I absolutely adore them. When I was a little girl, I used to have a wall in my bedroom, and the wall in my bedroom was filled with movies, but horror films very specifically. And we're talking like vintage films and Dracula, Frankenstein, all those kinds of things. So I've always had an affection towards them. And it's really something that's stayed with me. So when you sent me that message on Facebook, I read it and like just not even halfway through, I'm just like, yes, I'm in a game. And I didn't care what that entailed. It was also me kind of being very selfish because I love my Sonya time, right? And we always have these like really great adventures because you've actually taken me to events and I'm hard to scare. I am hard to have the kind of pricklies because I do paranormal work, right? I do paranormal investigations. I'm a psychic. I've worked with witchcraft and ceremony. I've seen things that'll make your hair stand on end. So it's hard, but she's taken me to events where it's actually scared me. And she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going down." I'm like, "Yes, you are. Come with me." So we've had some adventures of our own, haven't we?
Absolutely. And that surprises me actually, because you've never told me that before.
What?
So I think if you told me that at an event that I've taken you to, I probably would have ran the other way.
Which is
But
probably why I didn't tell you.
yeah, probably,
Right.
probably, right? But we have definitely had some fun, and I know you stayed at a like a jail recently. So you're like, "You got to come," and I'm like, "No."
I did. Actually, in London, no, not London, Coburg, Ontario. I've been to so many places; they're all blending. Coburg, Ontario. There is a jail there, and it's called the King's Inn, and this is a crazy place, right? Because they have all these cells. In fact, Paul Bernardo stayed there in solitary, and they didn't tell me anything. And I walked in, and I could feel the dizziness, the heaviness, the hangings, the all these different things that had happened on these grounds. And it was crazy because they were able to validate what I was feeling. And what they did, they've turned this place into a boutique hotel and they've created the rooms around the cells. And the manager was incredible. She gave me a private tour and I ended up staying in the female side of the prison. And it was really, really neat, but it made me understand something that night because I said, "Just tell me your stories." And all of a sudden, all the stories of all these women came and I started to realize, oh my god, like there's trauma here, there's tragedy here, yeah, there's anger, there's rage, there's all this, but there's a backstory. And this is kind of one of the reasons I like doing what we're doing too, because especially with this film that I think we're going to be reviewing, and I'm hoping I'm right because we haven't seen the trailer or anything. there's always a backstory. There's always a reason that people get to the place that they get to, whether it's prison sentences and criminals, or doing rituals they shouldn't be playing with, or doing all of these things and getting into the circumstances they are. And I think that's one of the reasons I love these movies, because I love behavior. I love the human psyche. So to see what people do to themselves and what extremes they will go to in order to get what they need, or in reverse, how they survive, right? How you come together as a group to survive. Say, like my all-time favorite horror film, The Terrifier. How do you survive? Art the Clown, and that kind of thing. That's one of my favorite movies is The Terrifier. My second favorite is actually From Dusk Till Dawn. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But what's your favorite horror film?
So it's funny that I knew you were going to ask me that. But the funny thing is, I swear I have like a mental block or something, that I've seen them. I just choose to block them out, or subconsciously or whatever. I don't know. Is it a coping mechanism, you think, or?
Yeah. And a lot of people actually have those coping mechanisms with films. They'll go out and they'll be like, okay, I watched that and it will scare them for a few weeks, and they put it in a box. Okay. And I know there's a film that you've told me about that you said that scared you even as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And I believe what was that film? Do you remember? Because I do.
Jaws, for sure. Jaws. I mean, it wasn't technically a paranormal film type of thing, but that stuck with me. So does Handmaid's Tale. But anyway, that's really, really stuck with me, even growing up as an adult type of thing. And other films like, that are like Changeling or whatever, or any kind of ghosty type of films. I remember as a kid, my dad telling me, not to be scared, because if you haven't done anything, first of all, he's like, that's not reality, but he's like, that's on a screen, like, don't worry about it. But I was taught to believe that if you've done nothing to them, they will do no harm to you. So that I carry that with me anytime that I'm scared of something. I mean, having mentioned all that, I don't know if Guillermo del Toro's films would count in what we're going to be doing, but he is my all-time favorite.
Absolutely would count. Have you not seen The Cabinet of Curiosities? Have you seen that TV show?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, that would count.
It more than just what's on the surface of what you see on the screens. Like, I remember meeting him at the AGO when he had his big, exhibition there, and hearing him speak. I love his work, like hands down, love his work. Wow. I also love Stephen King because he has a corgi, but that's another story. So.
We'll get to him at some point. We will. We have so many segments that we're going to do that trust me, Stephen King will come up, because he's actually one of my favorites too, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, amazing.
I think I love the classic films. Guillermo del Toro, he's got a beautiful spin on a lot of stuff that I really like too. And he scares me on a level that it really touches you psychologically. Like some of his stuff, some of the episodes of that show, I had a hard time watching. I really, because you know what? I think some of it could actually happen. Like, it's not just about the extremes of it, right? Again, going back to that human psyche and what we can do to each other is just as scary as any monster or demon. And I think he plays that quite well, unlike what's his name? From Dusk Till Dawn. I had his name in my head now. Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino is all about the big blood splatters, right? Cheech Moran and Danny Trejo. And I love that film. And have you seen it? Have you watched
that? Quentin Tarantino? No.
Popcorn night for me and you. And the reason I think we're going to call those Sonya films, because they play the edge. They play the edge. That one has a lot of really funny moments. And I think although it's gory, it's funny and it's palatable, and I'm a vampire freak. So I love, like, Sinners, that new film Sinners. Mm-hmm. That has become one of my top #1 vampire movies. So there's a lot out there. there's a lot out there that's going to be, I think that's really, really great out there that I think we're going to cover.
Yeah, so I think so moving forward, how we're going to handle this is um, I get a lot of the press releases from the film houses that kind of I'll skim through and check with Angel to see, should we do this one? We won't watch anything until we're together and on screen. We'll start probably with the trailer. You'll see in our next one. We already have one lined up. But we'll also be including some talks with directors and the actors and that kind of stuff too as they come up. We do have access to red carpets and press screenings. So it'll be fun to see what direction we go with this. And you can tell us like what you are hoping to see. And it's
Yeah,
meant to
you as viewers, you as viewers are really important too. And we do have an email if anybody has any small indie films or you wanted that exposure or you just have a great idea. And it's Film Talk FT, sorry, Real Wicked FT. So realwickedft@gmail.com. And we'll put that in the comments.
That's great. So welcome and don't be scared or scared.
Stay creepy. Don't be scared, but stay creepy. That's a good tagline. We might use that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye.